Hello there, people of the internet. My name is Jagero, and this is Dialogues with Jagero. Today we are going to be talking about the Kikuyu culture. We are going to talk about spiritualism. We are going to talk about a lot of things. Sindio, brother?
Kabisa.
I want to call you Nganga for now. Then you'll tell me your name by yourself. People of the internet, this is Dialogues with Jagero, sponsored by the Playbook, a book that I've written about podcasting and YouTubing, where I talk about sound, I talk about cameras, talk about how to market your podcast, how to learning about algorithm. At the middle of this podcast, you'll see an advert that is talking more about that book. So for now, let's talk about spiritualism. Let's talk about, can I tell you something? But first of all, I would like you to introduce yourself, your name, a little bit about your background. Umeona podcast yangu vile inaenda, ndio? Yes.
My ID says Nganga, yeah. But my ancestors know me as Monyorio Kwega. They also know me as Wabogo. They also know me as Nyamugo. I am a Wanjirũ from Dayo. Dayo is Mount Zion. That is our area, Nyeri County. Yes, I am a teacher, singer, songwriter, poet. I do so many things. I talk to people. Yes.
What do you mean you talk to people?
I talk to people like we are talking now. So I talk.
Yeah.
Yes.
But when you introduce yourself and say that I talk to people, it means something different from just talking to people like on a podcast.
I like talking to people and hearing their views, yeah. And maybe listening to what they think, for example, about who the creator of the universe is. Like we're having that conversation with some people, some place. So I talk to people. Yes.
Oh, I get it. You are a teacher of literature.
English literature.
Yeah.
Yes. Kihumbu Secondary School.
Kihumbu Secondary School.
Kihumbu Secondary School.
Up the hill from Naivasha.
It is in Nyandarua County.
Yeah.
Huko kwa baridi huko.
Thank you for you set out today to come to Nairobi at what time?
I left the river at 8.
What do you mean you left the river?
I'm always at the river.
Really? When you're not teaching, you're at the river?
I'm at the river. They are going to find me at the river.
Who is going
Actually, the villagers, the place where I live, they think I'm crazy because I'm always at the river. And you know, in my village, we say, Rowe, ne Rowe. The river knows. So if you want to know, you go to the river.
So then if they are Kikuyus and they know that, why would they think that you're crazy if you're going to the river?
They are detached with their culture. They don't know. Like they don't know my clan. We have to stay at the river. Or we have to live near rivers. Yeah. Because our mother, Wanjirũ, used to live or used to stay a lot at the river. Or she was the firstborn. So being the firstborn, the other children would ask questions. What is this? What is this? What is this? So she had to do a lot of reflection. She had to think a lot. So she stayed at the river.
Okay.
Yes.
Great. Thank you for coming to Dialogues.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I've always been very fascinated about the Kikuyu people.
Yeah, beautiful.
When I was growing up at home, what I was told about the Kikuyu were not good things. Just like you remember things that have been told about the Lewis by our forefathers. Not very much forefathers, but Waceera tu wa karibu. You know, they are not like really good things. So we have always looked at the Kikuyu from the political viewpoint. We are always looking at each other in the political light. So when we look at the Kambas, when we look at the Kikuyus, when I look at the Kalenjins, the Luyas, the Kisis, we have always looked at them through that political lens. Where for which candidate are they going to vote? You see, we always know that Tarakaniti. In fact, the word Tarakaniti triggers me to date. Yeah, you know, the many kuras that come from there. But I have realized that at the very basic, we are all human beings, and we have got our fears. We have got things that we are anxious about. We have got things that we want in life, and so I've always wanted to. In fact, I've always wanted to do a documentary about the Kikuyus. I have not had the money and the time to do it. Well, one of these days, maybe I'll do. So today, we are going to talk about spirituality. Tell me about a Kikuyu person and a Kikuyu. Is that a good point to start from?
It is.
Yeah.
The Kikuyu.
Yeah.
Go by many names. They're called Kafiro or Kefiro. Kefiro means black. They're called Kikuyu because of the first man. The first man was formed and lived near a Mukoyo tree. The Mukoyo is a sycamore. So they're also called Nyamugo because Kikuyu means Neuge is wisdom. Moge Koyo, Moge Koyo. So it means wise. Ndio maana unasema ni wajanja hivi.
Yeah.
So we can do an experiment right now.
Yeah.
And for example, the Agikoyo people who are very spiritual, actually, everyone who is spiritual is going to tell the scent of this thing that I want to light. I don't know whether I can light it.
You can light it. For sure, you can light it. Why not?
This is how we used to send, we used to send smoke signals.
Yes.
So we would take something like this and light it, especially when a child was born. You see, what I have here, the Geshade is called Mwana. Mwana is child, is baby. Yeah. So we would light this. E mwana danyita wona jara yo modo anyita wona yo leotonya deine. E mwana danyita wona jara yo modo anyita wona yo leotonya deine. Now you see the smoke.
Yeah.
If someone is spiritual, they are going to tell the exact scent of this smoke just by watching it. Even if they watch this podcast 1 year from now.
Yeah.
E mwana danyita. So when a child was born, that's what they would do. So they would burn something, and then they would put their nogorio. Nogorio is intention, and they would send it to the universe. So now that would communicate to everybody that this child has been born, and everybody who was spiritual would know that this is a boy, or this is a girl, or this is what we are going to call him or her. So now you're going to see from your comments whether they are going to tell, because they can. They can tell the exact scent of this. Yeah. So our people were Nyamugo. They were that sensitive to the universe, and they would tell things. Yeah. So this was our www. This was our website.
This is your www.
Exactly.
We started the podcast, but when we are going to go ahead and do a lot of many things. But I think by now the people of the internet are already asking, but what is this? Can you tell them about this?
This is called the Geshade.
Yeah.
The Geshade is an instrument that was wielded by healers. I've been to places where I had to shake this thing for people to get healed, especially when it comes to spiritual problems. So the Geshade is the philosophy of the Mogikoyo. The Geshade is the sociology of the Mogikoyo. The Geshade is the beauty of the culture of the Mogikoyo. If you look at this Geshade, there's a lot of writings, ancient writings that go thousands of years back. Now we have the clothes that were worn by the woman, the young girls. We have 18. This one was written, was how do we say this? Iliandikwa when we had the Mau Mau War. So 18 routes that the Mau Mau used to use. So there are so many things that are on this Geshade. I learn every day. I just put it by the river and I sit. And it tells me stories. Yes. So the Geshade is a very nice instrument. When the Baga, the missionary came, he told us to throw it away. But now, because of I think there's a rebirth, there's a sort of an awakening that people are going back to what they were supposed to be having. So the Geshade produces this kind of a sound. Gathigia dena, Gathigia kome, oi wainaga. Okana, wanae, okana, wanae, okana, wana. Orino imwe tugarurire, oi wainaga.
Now you need to tell me what you've been singing, bro. Weka vizuri ndo tuone kichwa yako. What have you been singing?
That is a song that we used to sing when we were going to hunt, when we were hunting. My ancestors took me to what the things they used to do.
Yeah.
So they used to sing using the gishade. So like in that song he's saying, akikuja na mtoto, we only need one goat to make now. You see, in our culture, we could take women who had a child maybe and the relationship did not work. So we could take that woman because we used to marry many wives. So take that woman, and that's what we were saying. You know, when I start shaking this thing. I go to
unashikwa na maridai na madadi.
There's a song.
That's a Luo song, bro. That's not a Kikuyu song.
Buinja Kothbiro Geruru doke dala Dia Aye 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 Auma buinja. What does that song mean, by the way?
Teruru dokedala means it is now time to go back home from the grazing field.
So the Gishadi had it when I was listening to it. It was like, I can play that. And I was like, okay, let's play.
Yeah,
yes.
It's very beautiful. Okay, let's talk about the history of the Kikuyu people.
The history of the Agacikũ people is actually a love song. It's like a love story. Now, just picture a perfect day on Mount Zion. The reason why it was called Zion, it is because when
can we put it like this?
When the creator of the universe formed the universe, he formed the Kikuyu, that man called the Kikuyu on the mountain. Now he instructed, let me not use he. The creator of the universe instructed Kikuyu, as you pray, as you talk to me, these are the words you're going to use. You're going to use the words thy, thy. And that is what I always do myself. I take off my shoes because of the radiation and I say, you know, we don't close our eyes when we talk to Mwanenyaga. We just raise our hands.
Yeah.
So we use that place where we say thy is called thayo, a place. So now try to say thayo. Thayo is going to be what? Now if you cannot pronounce the language, if you cannot maybe pronounce those words right, it's going to be Zion.
Yes.
Just as we greet each other. In Kikuyu, we greet each other with ayo.
Meaning?
Is there peace?
Oh, is that so?
Yeah, we say thayo. So now people back then used to say that place is thayo ine. That place where they always talk about thayo. So now when you convert it, it becomes Sayuni. So Sayuni ni huku, thayo ine, where the peace is. Yeah. So when I talk about the mountain, I'm not talking about the mountain politically. Yeah, it is a great altar for the Agacikũ. In fact, that is the altar that you're supposed to look at as you worship. And not necessarily worship. We talk about talking to Mwanenyaga. We just go and say a couple of things to the creator of the universe. My grandfather told me, Gaiti Nyokwa. God is not your mother. You go pulling the skirts, telling him, or let me use telling Guy a lot of so many things. So we don't take a lot of time. That's what we do. Yeah. So the story of Kikuyu is a love song. It is a love story. Because when Guy formed Kikuyu at the mountain, he lived near a mokoyo tree. The mokoyo is a sycamore. So you see Kikuyu, mokoyo. So this Gikuyu was a beautiful man. He was big, he was strong, he was energetic, he was very black. That's why we have the name Kafiro. Kefiro. Kefiro is like Kefiro. Kefiro is a suit. So he was that black. Now he lived near the mokoyo tree, and he used to eat the goyo. You can see Gekoyo, mokoyo, goyo. So the small fruits from the sycamore tree. Now he learned so many things from Guy Gekoyo. But he did not used to see the creator of the universe. He used to see a big ostrich. Now the ostrich is called Nyaga. Also the ice on top of Mount Zion is also called Manyaga. So Gekoyo called this bird, and the person who, this being or this energy that was teaching him so many things, he called that energy Mwene Nyaga, the owner of the ostrich. Now, Gekoyo learned so many things. And Mwene Nyaga was very happy with Gekoyo. And he told Gekoyo, now, I want to give you this land, but I'm only going to give you kulingana na how much where your eyes can reach. So Guy took Gekoyo to Runyodorwa Jadi. Runyodorwa Jadi on Mount Zion is called the Batian Peak. So they sat there. So Gekoyo looked. On one side he saw this color, a mountain that had this color. This color we call it Biroiro. So he saw that Mlima is called Keremakia Biroiro, Ke Biroiro. Ke Biroiro is what we call Ngong. So he looked at the other side, he saw a Kerema called Keremake Kerejahi, Kiajahi. There's a lot of rain that comes from that side. I think that mountain is called Oldonyo Sabuk. Now we also looked and saw ranges of mountains that he could not tell whether they were mountains. And Mwene Nyaga told Gekoyo, that is a place where I rest my feet. And that place is called Mutaburuko wa Nyandarua. So Mutaburuko wa Nyandarua, you know, it is the what do we call it?
I know Nyandarua, but this word you're saying before now, Nyandarua is what?
Mutaburuko is spreading.
Okay.
So it is the ranges of the Aberdare. So Mwene Nyaga told Gekoyo, correct. Now that is the land I have given you. That is your village. Now go. Now because Gekoyo loved to meditate, he loved to sit near rivers, he went down the river to a place where two rivers would meet. But there was a challenge. Because Gekoyo, first of all, he got lost. So when he reached that place that has two rivers, if you look at the maps, I'm not going to show you everything. You're going to look at the maps, you're going to see which river I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So when
why don't you just tell me the river?
When he got there, I also want these people to do research.
Okay.
People are used to being given everything.
Yeah.
So when he reached there were some birds called hogo. There's a tree. So when he reached the center of those four mountains, that's where he was going down. So there was a tree there called Mokorowe. But there were birds that were called hogo. Hogo normally don't have beautiful music. They don't sing. Hogo is like, what kind of a bird is that? I'll remember. So that place, even today, is called Kea Hogo. Ama Mokorowe wa Hogo. But that was not the place he felt. This is not the place I am supposed to be. So he went back to some place. Now when he went back, he saw another Mokorowe, another tree. Mokorowe, and then there were some birds there that were singing the melodious songs. So Gekoyo felt, this is a place I'm supposed now to start. Now that place is called Mokorowe wa Nyagadhaga. So the Nyagadhaga are the birds that sang on that tree called Mokorowe. You see?
Man, that I have heard that word in history books.
It is Hapa Moranga.
Say that word again. What is it called?
Mokorowe wa Nyagadhaga.
Mukuruwe wa Nyagadhanga. Where there is this writer, this professor writer that usually talks about that a lot. The Kikuyu writer, what is his name?
Is it Ngugi?
Ngugi wa Thiong'o.
Yeah. There's a song we sing. Nego die moranga, moranga, kehumo, kanyobaya mubi marina gekoyo, go die moranga, moranga, kehumo, kanyobaya mubi marina gekoyo. So that is a place.
What is it? You need to tell us the name.
That song says, I'm going to go to Moranga. This is a person who is saying, I'm going to go to Moranga where the origin of Kekoyo
and
Mombi. Now, the story of the wife is very interesting because nobody knows how the wife was formed. You see the woman.
From the rib of the Mukuyu.
I've even tried to ask my ancestors to take me to that place.
It's not the ribs.
It's not the ribs.
It's not the ribs of Mukuyu?
No. Because Mobi actually came with a pot.
Okay.
When she was crafted, or what can we say? She came with a pot. She had a pot. She always had something like a pot. Now, Mobi means creator. Mobi means potter. Now, we don't know how Mobi was formed. This being that was formed with a pot, we don't even know where she came from.
So the man is called Mukuyu and then Mumbi.
The man is called Kikuyu, then the woman is called Mobi. Mobi is the potter. Mobi is the creator. Now, Mobi was always sending her birds out. When Mobi was formed, she was always sending the birds out. She would feed the birds with some grains and she would send them out because her feminine energy was what? How can we say this? Her feminine energy felt that it needed a masculine energy, so she would send the birds. She's just relaxing, and then she would feed the birds and send them. Go and look for this man for me.
Okay.
Yeah. So Mobi would have a conversation with the birds. Yeah. There's a song we sing in my village. It says, "Kanyoni kaja ekugwaja namideko ayada koriate."
These songs are beginning to make sense.
So Mobi would ask,
bird,
I sent you out. Where have you been?
Yeah.
So the bird would say, "Dati dakairi jaragania berigite." I don't even know what that means.
Mugwai is jumping.
So now these birds that Mobi sent out, the same birds that went on that Mokorowe tree, these Nyagatangas, the birds that Mobi would send out.
Oh, the Nyagatangas were being sent by Mumbi.
They were being sent by Mumbi to look for this masculine energy, this masculine energy that I crave, you see. So Kikuyu, when he saw the birds, he felt
Mumbi was on heat.
Yeah. Why do you want us to say that about
Okay, let's forget about it.
So after 7 days,
on
the seventh day, the seventh day is the Sabbath day. The reason why it's called the Sabbath day is the day that we need to bath with the sun.
To bath with the sun.
Yes. The Sabbath day is like, for example, for any spiritual person, you're going to realize that on the seventh day, there's a kind of different radiation in the cosmos if you're very sensitive spiritually. So if today they took your watch, for example, they took my watch and my phone and they left me with no memory, and I'll just sit by the river like this, I can tell today is on a Saturday because there's a different radiation on a Saturday that falls from Friday around 6 all the way to Saturday around 6. Yeah. So on that seventh day, we call it Motero. Motero or Motuaroru is to kukata. Yeah. So Motero is you're not doing anything. Tunatera hatufanyi chochote. Yeah. So on that day, Kikuyu now is seated near a mokoyo tree. He has eaten the goyo, so he's resting, and then he feels, what is that? Who is that? Who is that? So he wakes up and he sees a very beautiful woman. You can imagine, black.
Hey, well, you are an artist,
So I tend to think
I should imagine of the most beautiful Kikuyu chick I've ever seen.
Beautiful Kikuyu chick, black, strong.
Not light?
Maybe light.
Maybe light. Maybe light. Mm-hmm.
So Kikuyu falls in love. I tend to think Kikuyu sang. Guirora Gainia mutwe Nekwaga guitikia tenewe.
Meaning what?
I look at you and I can't believe what I'm seeing. Yeah. So Kikuyu says, hey, newa nyoba. Koba, Mobi, Koba, newa nyoba. I have a crush on you. I have loved you. You have driven me crazy. So I'll be calling you Mobi. So actually, Kikuyu gave Mobi her name. Then Mobi, and he asks, who really are you? Then Mobi says, de modo moka. I'm just somebody who has come. That's why we have this word modo moka. Mke, maybe if you take the Swahili. So mtu ambaye amekuja, you know. So, and then Moby says, because I found you eating goyo, and you're big and strong and energetic, I'm going to call you Ge Koyo. And that day it rained.
What is the phonetics of it? Ge?
Ge means big.
Okay.
These are big, strong, handsome, beautiful man that I have found eating goyo. So I'm going to call you
Ge Kuyo.
Ge Koyo.
Wow.
So that day it rained, and 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 it rained. Yes. Now the story of the 9 daughters is also another story, because they had 9 daughters, 9 full daughters. In Kikuyu we say Keda Moyoru. Now the first daughter was called Wanjirũ. The first daughter is the mother of the firstborns. Now those that are born from Wanjirũ are called Anjirũ. Now, Anjirũ are the foundation of the Agacikũ. They are the godliness part of the Agacikũ. Most people who are Anjirũ are always going to have something about godliness. Either they are preachers or pastors or people who just love something to do with godliness. So, Wanjirũ also have people in her. Some of our children are called Warũĩ because they would sit near the rivers. The river is called Rũĩ. So Wanjirũ, as a firstborn, she's number 1 now. Wanjirũ saw the sunlight as the first one. So that's why most Anjirũ are supposed to look at the sun. When you wake up, we look at the sun. Because Wanjirũ is the first person is the first daughter who saw the sunlight. Like I always look at the sunlight every day I wake up. Because that's what she used to do. She used to wake up, when the cock crowed, she would wake up and look at the light. Yeah. Now, Anjirũ people are very interesting because we say Mojiro eka udo nakage. That means these children from Wanjirũ, they have something and something else. So you cannot really figure them out. There's something else we say about Wanjirũ and her children. Anjirũ matiagaga bodo ererogoshi. The Anjirũ are always having a calabash. This calabash has so many things. The Anjirũ know a lot of things to do with herbs and all these things and all these things and all these things. And they even know herbs that you can put in your pocket and people just like you or people just love you. And they know things that you can put in your mouth, and whatever you say to someone, this person is going to really want whatever you're telling this person. So, that's what we say. So they always have a calabash. They always have something. They always have some hidden things that they know of as compared to all these other people. Now, the Anjirũ are also, they're the ones that used to go to Zion. They're the ones that used to be Aramati. They're the ones that used to, we talk about Mount Kenya or Mount Zion or Kirinyaga as an altar. So Anjirũ are the ones who agogoni. Agogoni means these are the people who, how do we say this? The Njeri guy are people who ni kama manabii hivi.
Yeah.
So Anjirũ mostly, that is what they do. Being firstborns, Anjirũ get angry very fast. So they might shout at you, hey, nini, because they don't know why you're not getting whatever they have already understood. So that's the thing with Anjirũ.
Why do you call them Anjirũ and not Wanjirũ now? Why have you?
They are from Wanjirũ, so they are Anjirũ.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Datirwo Anjirũ, gitwo Gikuyu, gitwo Kaviro, gitwo Kivi. I'm not calling my ancestors. Yeah, but what is the song? What does the song mean?
That song says, I was called Jiro, I was called Kafiro, I was called Kefiro, I was called Gikuyu. See, the firstborn of Wanjirũ was called Gikuyu, the grandfather now. Yes. So Anjirũ are very interesting people, but you cannot figure them out. If you try to figure out a Mojiro, you are not going to really figure them out because, as we said, they have something and something else. They always...
Okay.
Yes. Now, Anjiru are the foundation. Just like, for example, the way we have the three stones, when the three cooking in the fireplace.
Yeah.
The first stone or the first rock is for godliness. You see the three stones that our mothers used to cook, have the pots. So the first one is for godliness. The first one is like for Wanjirũ. The first one is for Guy, because Wanjirũ they really represent or talk about Guy. Yeah. The second one is for Udhamaki. Now that's where we go to Wambũi. Wambũi was the second daughter. Now Wambũi was very, 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 very beautiful. Like you've seen a zebra.
Let's not bother about.
Yeah, so Wambũi was that beautiful. Now Wambũi always used to ask Wanjirũ so many questions. That's why Wanjirũ is always at the river, trying to figure out, how do I tell this? How do I answer this Wambũi's questions? Now, the zebra is called Wambũi Mishore. So Wambũi looked like the zebra. She was, do we say voluptuous? She was.
Yeah. She had the hips of a woman.
Now, if you meet a Mbũi, because now the ones that are from Wambũi are called Ambũi.
Okay.
So if it is one, we say Mbũi. Their spiritual star is normally very bright. They are very attractive people from when they are children. Actually, I can walk around and I can see huyu mtoto, huyu ni Mbũi, because they are very bright. Wanatamanisha. They are very, how can we say this? Spiritually, if you look at them, their stars shine brightly and people love them so much. And that's why they are the ones that have their Udhamaki. They can, if you look at so many politicians today from the Agacikũ, you're going to find that if we take all of them, many of them are Ambũi, because Ambũi were given the Udhamaki. They were given now, because we already have the foundation. We already have the foundation of godliness. So the next one is Udhamaki. So they are leaders.
Udhamaki is leadership.
Udhamaki is leadership. Yeah. Now, one thing we say about the Ambũi ni mari mukuruda. Mukuruda means they have a sort of a valley in their stomach. They don't believe everything you tell them. You see, number two is always a charm. But number two anasumbuaga. So unajua, like we say, children wakifika 2 years.
Yeah.
So a boy is like that. She wants to know, and she was asking Wanjirũ all these questions. That's why Wanjirũ had to leave and go to the river and think and really come up with theories or explanations. Now, the wa in Wambũi means wara. Wara ni ujanja. Kama vile umesema ni wajanja. So ni wajanja sana. What they did is medirie kahe jahi. There's a time there was a famine, and then the Ambũi, they dressed a young boy as if this young boy was a young girl, and they sold this young boy for dowry so they could get food. So that story now tells you that hawa watu ni wajanja, of which ujanja is a good thing. Yes, because now, how did we expect Wambũi to feed her children?
Without ujanja.
She used her ujanja. Although the boy later came back. Ambũi, how are they going to take this? They have a certain weakness, and I don't want to shout. And now when they went for circumcision, this boy, and he ran away. So he ran and went. So that tells you something about Ambũi. It tells you something. You can do 1 + 1. Now that daughter was called Waceera. Waceera is to go, is to leave. We say in our mother tongue, utaceeraga kana utathiaga augaga no nyina urugaga kwega. So the one who does not go, who does not leave, always thinks that it's only the mother who knows how to cook. So Waceera is number 3. Now number 3, if you listen to, there's a couple of things that Nikola Tesla. Nikola Tesla. It's talking about how number 3, number 6, and number 9 are basics of so many things in life. So number 3, Waceera was very important. In fact, Waceera was very loved by Kikuyu because Waceera used to go. Waceera used to go. So she would come with so many stories from so many places. She learned so many things. She talked to so many other people. That is Waceera. Now, if you have a chick called Waceera, she cannot stay at home. Her nature is she has to Waceera, she has to go, so she has to always keep walking. Aceera is the same as Anjirũ. They're always on the road. They're always doing something. They're always creating something. They're always doing something.
Are the artists?
Number 3 is very unique as a number. So Aceera wanakuwa hivyo. Now, Aceera, because of this wa, it's called Waceera. Waceera. This wa means wara, ni wajanja. So a story is told of how 2 Aceeras went someplace to do business. And they found a river. Now when they crossed the river, one crossed the river and pulled the log so that the other one would not cross. So ni wajanja sana wakona hiyo. So we say in our language that Moshera da shera kanoge. You're never going to find 2 Aceeras together. It's always one. Because ni wajanja, wote ni wajanja. Una imagine watu wawili wajanja wakiwa pamoja.
Shida.
So Aceera, they always, and then we say in our language, I don't know whether they're going to like this.
No.
We say, Moshera da shera kanoge. Moshera shera kanori. Moshera is always working with someone with something. So
they like pinching. Oh,
not necessarily pinching. They like, how do we say this? Moshera noge, somebody who is loaded, somebody who has something.
Yeah.
They cannot work with you if you don't have anything. So you cannot take a Moshera and start dreaming, start saying, I'm going to do this one day. Hey, Isabella, ati siku moja, I'm going to have this.
You can't sing Isabella to Moshera.
Ati one day, one day I'll be a superstar. Iyo ni yako. Moshera, they like somebody who is already made.
Iyo ni yako.
That is their nature. That is their nature. Now,
I hope that you're enjoying Dialogues with Jagero. Now, I have interrupted this program to tell you something amazing that I have been doing for the last 1 year. I've been writing another book. But before I tell you about this, I want to tell you something. 92% of podcasts that have been started die in their first 3 to 6 months. That is not a good thing. Just after writing 18 Hustles for Africans, which has sold thousands of copies, I have written another book called The Playbook. The Playbook is about YouTube and podcasting and how to go big the way I have done in the last 1 month. And in this book, I have done everything to make it easier for you, discovering the secrets of crafting captivating narratives that hook viewers and leave them wanting more. I have put that in the book. How about creating compelling videos? From scripting and storyboarding to shooting and editing, this book provides a comprehensive framework. But again, everybody wants to make money. That's why I've talked about monetizing your content or your channel. In this book, you'll explore multiple revenue streams, from ad revenue to brand partnership and selling your own products to turning your passion into a huge profit. Now, this book has got proven strategies, and I am the king of social media. I go viral. So how about leveraging social media? Learn how to effectively promote your YouTube channel or podcast across various platforms, reaching a wider audience and driving traffic to your videos. This book also has in-depth insights, and I cannot fail to talk to you about this. What people do not know is the algorithm that runs behind every podcast and YouTube. Now, this guide decodes the complexities of the YouTube algorithm, revealing how it influences video ranking, recommendation, and overall audience engagement. If you want to know how to get this book, or rather this ebook, I have left everything in the description below. So, how much is the book? The book is 1,500 only. And now, back to programming.
Number 4 was Wanjiku. Jiko ni bidii. Na jiko bado ni gossip. So Ajiko, now that tells you they have a lot of bidii. You know, number 4 is the number of multiplication.
Is it?
In our Kikuyu culture, number 4. So she was always working. Wanjiku was always working, was always doing something.
Producing.
And And Wanjiku, they don't like lies. So they always, this name Jiko can also be said Juko. Juko is, they want to listen. Why did someone say whatever he said? Why was that said? Why did he say it that way? So Ajiko are like that. Now, Ajiko, we say, may dog the shiarwebo, Matthew go there. They don't know how to dance. Now, culturally, dance is a dance. What do you think? What do you think a dance is? A dance is a dance, right? But a dance,
I don't know whether a dance is pulling somebody in. You know what? I don't know.
Ajiko are going to have a problem with the dance. They're going to have a problem with the dance. They came late to the dance. They always come late to the dance. Yes. Right, in my language, we say, Kemenya menya ikirwo. That means what? You can't understand what we are saying. You can't understand what we are saying. Yes. Do you think we want to figure that out later?
I don't think so.
They came late. They come late. They work so hard, but they can't dance. So in the dance, they're really going to work hard, but they're going to come late.
I feel like we are beginning to get into a literature class, which is a good thing.
Yes.
Which is a good thing.
So Ajiko, bidi sana, but they come late. They don't know the dance. I really hope you get what I'm trying to say.
I do. I will with time.
With time.
I'm a slow person.
Now, number 5 is very interesting. Number 5 was called Nyambura. Now, when Nyambura was born, we have, just like we have Nafula. Is it Nafula in
Loya?
Yeah, Nyambura. When Nyambura was born, he started training, and he trained so much. So that's why they gave this child the name Nyambura.
Yeah.
Now you find Nyambura
because it was raining.
Because it was raining. It's as if Nyambura came with the rain. It was very interesting. They had not seen such kind of rain.
Does Nyambura mean rain?
Nyambura means one of, kama tunasema nyara lego.
Yes.
One of a lego. Yeah. So Nyambura, when she came, she is that one of rain. Now most Nyamburas, if Nyamburas are spiritual, if you find a spiritual Nyambura, if they go to some place, it is going to rain. Because their mother knew how to make it rain. And she also knew how to throw away the rain or
scatter the rain.
Scatter the rain, I think that is the word. Scatter the rain. She would light something like this and say, no. So it would not rain that place where she was. Yeah. So something interesting about Nyambura is one of the children that was born in her home had some hair on her tongue. That child was very powerful. So we say that hair was the child's decoration to her tongue. So we call them Ethaga because the decorations are called Mathaga decorations. So that child, the tongue was decorated. I don't know whether have you met people with hair on their tongue? Or in their
No, I've never seen
someone with a black tongue.
Black tongue I have seen.
Sasa sindiao. If it is a Mogikuyu, that one is a Muithaga. Now that was power in their tongue. They would say things and things would happen.
But you've said hair. Do you mean the...
Now that hair, now you see we have grown and grown. They have given birth to so many children. So many children. So now the hair is not hair like hair.
Yeah, but it's now black.
Yeah. So that is power. They have power in their tongue. Now if you find a true Nyambura who is in tune with who a Nyambura should be, unaweza muita kwa shamba yako useme, sema kitu hapa. Say something.
Really?
And if they say something is going to be, they were anointed with that power to make things happen. Most of them that we have today are very fearful of that. So if they come and look at something, they have to say something to that thing. Like if they look at your cow, they have to say something. That cow is nice. Because they have a lot of power because of this tongue that they have. So they are like a fire.
Yeah.
If they come to your land and there's a lot of crops growing, they have to say something to those crops. Otherwise, if they don't say something, all the crops are going to dry because they have a lot of power. But most of them are very fearful of this power, and they can use that power for good.
Oh yeah.
They are called Ethaga. In our language we say Mwithaga atogaga no tuko. If somebody would steal something from someone would go to the Mwithaga and would tell the Mwithaga, hey, kuna mtu ameiba mbuzi yangu bwana. So the Mwithaga would say, nimepatiana siku 7. I have given 7 days. Whoever stole this should bring it back.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody would be afraid. Is it my child who stole the goat? So they would take a goat to the Waithĩra, just in case. You know your children, and some of them have. Yeah.
I've got some unbecoming behavior.
So the Waithĩra would get a lot of property for that because of this power that they have in their tongue. They would say something. So akisema nimepatiana siku 7.
So the people that stole would take. The people that did not even know if their kids still will take.
Kijana wangu anaweza kuwa ni yeye, so they would take. That's why we say Waithĩra atogaga no tuko. That means they will get a lot of property like this. Yeah. So most of them today, they don't know the power that they hold. Most of them are very afraid of this thing. Most of them don't know that they have been anointed with that power by Mwenenyaga, by the giver, the creator of the universe, to say things and they happen. Can you imagine if Ethaga was spiritual like this and they knew the power they hold? Just imagine how this country would be. Because I'm sure even in other communities, they have their own Ethaga. Because I've seen people from other communities who have that kind of a mark. Their tongues are black. They have those, do we call them spots?
Yeah. Very thick black spots.
Exactly. Now can you imagine if those people were spiritual and they were in tune with who they really are? Maybe they were in tune with their root chakras. They knew I am this. This is the ability, or this is the power that I hold. These are the things that I can be able to do. So there are things that I cannot say. There are things that I cannot. I found a friend of mine is a Mwithaga, but she's very afraid of that tongue of hers. Was giving me a story. She went to coast with her boyfriend, wakakosana. So out of anger, she said, "Na hiyo Nairobi utafika," and she forgot about what she had said. The boyfriend calls from Tito. She has an accident. The boyfriend has an accident. She did not get to Nairobi, just as the Mwithaga said, because of this power that they have in their tongue. Now, if these people were nurtured from a young age to know that, hey, you as a Mwithaga, there are things that you cannot say. There are things that you are supposed to say. So don't say these things. Say these things to create, because you have the power to also destroy. You see, but most of them, they're very afraid of these spiritual things. But things are changing. Things are changing. Things are changing. Things are changing. Number 6.
Number 7 or number 6?
Number 5 is Nyambura.
Yes.
Number 6 is Wageshi.
Wageshi
is also called Waithĩra. Waithĩra is also called, is one who has brought Aithĩrandũ. Now number 6, we say they don't have any weakness. There are not even very many. We don't even really talk about them. Now, Waithĩra. Now, that's what we say. They're very beautiful, number 6. They're very calm. Aithĩrandũ means they know people. Kuidherania is they understand so many things. And they're very calm, although when they are called to war, they can fight. Now, Aithĩrandũ are some of the people that fought the Arabs that were coming to buy slaves. So the ones that tried to get to that Mount Kenya region, the Aithĩrandũ really fought them. The Aithĩrandũ are also fighters in the Mau Mau War. Many of them really fought. Yeah. So number 6, we don't say so many things about number 6. Now number 7 is very interesting. Number 7 is called Wairimũ. Wairimũ. Now Wairimũ, Anirimo is a giant.
Yeah.
They are very big. If you see Aiymba, you're going to see very, very, very big people. Aiymba. That is number 7. There's something about number 7. So if you happen to see any Kikuyu that is very warefu,
with very huge bust size, like they're really huge
and tall, very gigantic.
Yeah.
Most of the time, if you look, you're going to find their Aiymba. Wairimũ was born when there were stories about giants. Nganoshia Marimo. So she was born around that time. So that's why she was given the name Wairimũ. If you get a true Wairimũ, they tell you so many stories. Because they see their head has, I don't know what you can say, their minds can be able to conceptualize so many things, so many big things. So when you meet an Wairimũ, Those are the stories they're going to give you stories. Who you. I don't know if you've sat with someone and they tell you so very many big dreams.
I have a friend of mine called Muragi who has got so many of those things.
Maybe he's Wairimũ.
Yeah.
So many big
Muragi can tell you so many stories, like really, really out of this world stories.
Start wondering. So that is Wairimũ. Now Wairimũ have a weakness. One of their men, one of their sons, aliona msichana mrembo, kajiangusha, ahurumiwe. So they have that. And so I'm not shouting. I don't want them to hear.
Number 8.
Now number 8 is Wangarĩ.
Wangarĩ.
My spiritual guide is called Wangarĩ. She's my mother. She was born.
Your biological mother.
She's my auntie. Yeah, that's why I have this.
This is for what?
This is like a Gari. Gari is leopard.
Okay.
So Wangarĩ wanakuwaga hivyo. What do you think? What do you think when you think about Gari?
Stealth.
Yes. And then they live on top. They're always on top. They always do their things. They don't like a lot of... That's how Wangarĩ are. Yeah, they're very silent. They're very introspective. Wanafikiria sana.
Yeah.
They're very commanding when they get to command. Yeah, we say, megudi jiro. Wakisema? Wamesema. So that is Wangarĩ. I have a song that I sing for Wangarĩ.
Please sing.
Maito Ambũi, maito akonya, maito nyokabi, maito nyendete, maito Wangarĩ, maito Anjirũ, maito Ambũi, maito akonya, maito nyendete. That song is called Gemi.
Meaning what? Tell me the meaning.
Allulations. You know, when a child was born, they would say Gemi for this child.
They would say?
Gemi. They would say the allulations. So if it was a girl, it was 4. If it was a boy, it was 5. Yeah. So Gemi was a very spiritual thing for opening up the cosmos, telling the cosmos, now we have a child, we want this child to achieve each and everything this child is supposed to achieve. So when you were born, you were supposed to, your mothers, Ma Ito. Our mothers are called our truth, Ma Ito, our truth. Ma is truth. So they would say Gemi for children. These days, I don't know whether they do it. It's something they're supposed to do. So one day
it's something they're supposed to do.
When a child is born, they're supposed to... The women have to say that.
Yeah, I believe they should, yes.
Yeah, because what they're doing is they are creating positive energy. They are opening up. They're opening up portals. They are opening up the world for you. Yeah. There's a song I sing. Maito jugera. Because I was wondering, mimi nilisemewa. So that's why I was saying.
Kusemewa ni kufanya nini?
Hiyo kusemewa hizo Gemi. So that's why this song I am requesting. So anybody who watches this should say Gemi for me. 5.
Okay.
Yes.
They didn't do it for you when you were born?
No, I don't know whether they...
Oh, you're not sure?
I'm not sure. So when they hear this, they should say. They should say. Maito jugera e. Maito jugera, maito jugera, maito jugera, maito jugera, jugera igami. Kama ungekuwa hapa sasa ndio wangesema jugera igami. Jugera igami, jalwa idharama, jalwa idharama, jalwa idharama. Guito nenyere, guito mohote, guito iremaina, tewa kerema, ke gogona, ke radimo maito. So that is a song to request the mothers. Nisemeeni hizo.
It was the mothers that was supposed to be saying that.
It was the mothers. And it was very powerful in such that now when they went to steal, or let us say to take or to raid cows from the Maasai, they would come back and say, Maito Jugera Gemi.
Meaning?
say those salutations for me.
Okay.
Because huko nimekosea, huko nimeiba, huko nimeharibu, huko wamelia, so wakilia wameniroga.
Oh, I see. So a cleansing, a cleanse sort of.
It's a cleanse sort of. Yeah. I don't know whether they do it these days. They should learn how to do it. Yeah. Because if you're saying for your child, you need to have a clean heart when you're saying for your child. Yeah. So you sort of cleanse that child from the negative energies they may have acquired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. Number 9.
Number 9 is Wagoi. Gokoya. Goi is from the word Gokoya. Gokoya is to like solo. We have Joseph Kabaro was our Mogoi. So if you listen to a Mogoi, they're going to have very strong voices. They can solo. Like our mothers used to say, Dire mayo manenegya miato. They can reach so many, they can reach very high, what do we call it?
Pitch.
Yeah. Deri rone maito Kenya kereitina ekyo keigaga. Na wakejera wabori doitagi yaro tari mwatie. That's how our mothers used to sing. So if you find our Goi, that's how they sing. They have that high pitch. Yeah, that high pitch is loved by people. So we say Neo Bani because people loved them. People love them so much because of that singing. When they sing, people love singers. Kama vile tunapenda wasanii hapa. Now that is Wagoi. Their children are also called Aithĩrandũ because singers are going to go places. Go places. So Guthiogeni is to go places, to go to new places. So we call them Aithĩrandũ as Agoi. They have a weakness. Now people who go to so many places, what do you think their weakness would be? Fikiria msanii, fikiria mtu anaimba, fikiria
NASA. Only watu wa NASA.
So Wagois eat life with a big spoon.
Yeah.
If you take a Mogoi, if you are planning on marrying a Mogoi, you cannot keep them there. They are not going to like it. So that is Wagoi. Now, interestingly, we have one more. It's called Wamoyo. Wamoyo is also called Wairigia. Now, Wamoyo was the last born.
The 10th?
The 10th. The father loved Wamoyo so much. He used to give Wamoyo those seeds or those fruits that he ate at the beginning of time. So he used to give them. We call them Goyo. So this Wamoyo used to really love those fruits that the father was giving. Now you see the other daughters are already ni wakubwa. So Wamoyo ni mdogo. Na kuna ule kijana tulisema he ran away. I don't know if you remember we talked about ule kijana when the time for circumcision.
Yeah, yule mwenye aliogopa.
Now this guy was here because their boy said huyo kijana arudi huko kwa baba yake kwa guka yake huko akafundishwe tabia. So now he was with the grandfather. Now something happened. This guy and Wamoyo.
Incest.
You see, this like this ule kijana ni kama siwa boy kijana yake na msichana wa huyu Mbugikoyo.
Cousins,
really? Cousins. This is like her auntie.
Oh yeah.
So Gikoyo was furious. He came and asked the wife, "What is this?" The wife said, "Na huyu huwa hatoki nje. Anakaga tu hapa kwa moto." So Gikoyo was furious. So hiyo maneno naona ni ya moto. Moto ndio imefanya hivyo. Gikoyo was very angry. And he said, waende huko, waende. Nyinyi ni wangu but
waende na huko.
Mahali walienda kunaitwa Gaba. Gaba ni mahali hakujalimwa. Gabaine. Hiyo neno inakaa kama neno gani? Unajua?
there is a place called something in Ngwarungwaine, something in, what is it called?
Watu wenye wanajua sana maneno za kufunga kamba wanaitwa kina nani? Wako huko Kantozweni.
Kambas?
So they're told to go to the Gaba, that place that we have not farmed, because this, whatever you've done here. That's how the story goes, by the way. So I hope nobody is going to fight me because of the story, because that's how.
Yeah, but then you see the reason why people are going to fight you is because ni watu wa NASA.
So that's how the story goes. So if you do that connection, Gabaine, Ikaba, Gaba, Kaba. They also learned a lot of crafts.
Yeah, the Kamba people.
Yeah, they know how to craft so many things.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yes. So that is a story.
But then the Kikuyu and Mumbi did not have men.
They did not have sons.
They did not have sons.
They did not have sons. Now the sons, all these girls came together. Who are they going to send to their mother? The firstborn. So they sent Wanjirũ. They asked Wanjirũ, now, Mama, you have Kikuyu. How about us? We are big enough now. Where do we go? So Mobi goes and asks Kikuyu, what do we do? Now Kikuyu goes to Guy and asks Guy, what do we do now? Because I also need these girls to be married.
Yeah.
So there's a couple of things that Kikuyu did. We don't really talk about them so much. But whatever Guy told Kikuyu to do, these girls got a son. They got a man. Each of them got a man because of whatever they did. So anake are the young men. Anake, in my language, we say anake ne shienyoshi ya Guy. Anake are pieces of the Creator himself or herself or itself, that whole energy. Yeah. So there's a song by Kwame Regei called Anake.
Kwame Regei is a Kikuyu.
Yes. He sings a song called Anake. The Geshade really loved it because of the story. He says, Inyo. Anake. Turutewera, twerutaneiria, idoire moko, anake, idoire moko, kiogere masiaro anake, turutewera, twerutaneiria, idoire moko. That song says, young men, let's work. Tufanye kazi, tujitolee.
Yeah.
Ido idemoko means we are going to use our hands, we're going to get whatever we want. Let's work. Yes.
Let's take a break and then we come back and discuss that other